Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as teach well. And also peace and salutation to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the title of this video is going to be E has ruined life. E has ruined life. E referring to Esau, Edom, the biblical Edomites, the Idumeans, okay, which are generally so-called white people, the so-called white man that is in the earth, all right, that's ruling over the earth, all right, under these Edomites' rulership, all right, okay, since the time of the Renaissance during the 1400s up until now at this present time, okay, these Edomites, Esau, Edom, the rulership of Esau, Edom, okay, has pretty much ruined life. All right, you pretty much see no life anymore on this earth. All right, everything is all defiled, tainted, corrupted, okay, destroyed, okay, is at a low point. As various elders and brothers always say, we're in the worst case scenario. All right, we're in the worst case scenario. All right, life itself under the rulership of the Edomites has no more. It has no more. No more beauty to it. Okay, basically no more life to it. All right, and when you look at the current state of the earth and the people. All right, all the things that we see before us, it's a reflection of how terrible the the rulership of the powers that be are doing over the earth. Okay, the powers that be being the elites of Esau, Edom. And that's why various elders and brothers always like to say the earth needs new management. Okay, the planet Earth needs new management. Okay, because this so-called life ain't lifing. All right. So this is Revelation chapter 6, and I'm going to start at 3. Okay. Revelation 6 verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." Verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. All right, another horse that was red. And of course, we tie this red horse to Esau, Edom, the power structure and rulership of Esau, Edom. Okay, because when you go to the book of Genesis, Genesis 25 verse 25, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay, they called his name Esau, Isaac and Rebekah. Okay, so Esau, as you can see, is tied to red. All right, and really, when you look at so-called white people, so-called Caucasian people, they're not right. Yeah, of course they're not right. But what I was really going to say is that they're not white. Okay, they're not white or right, which whiteness represents rightness, righteousness. Okay, purity, harmlessness. Okay, and the so-called white man Esau, Edom, basically represents any and everything but those terms. Okay, so they're not white in a physical sense, nor are they white in a spiritual sense, in an ethnic sense. So like in an ethic sense, okay, which ethics basically means morals. All right. And then when you go down to verse 30, Genesis 25 verse 30, and Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay, let's read that in the NLT. Genesis 25 verse 30 in the NLT. Esau said to Jacob, "I am starved. Give me some of that red stew." This is how Esau got his name, Edom, which means red. Okay, Edom, which means red. So when you read throughout the Bible, Okay, Esau and Edom are interchangeable. All right, it's talking about the same patriarch as well as the same people. Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the Idumeans. All right, but nonetheless, the main point though is that Esau, Edom, the biblical nation of the Edomites, are tied to red. Hence, the name Edom literally meaning red. So when we go back to Revelation 6, verse 4 again, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Okay, so power was given to Esau, Edom, especially here in these outer days, okay, to take peace from the earth. And it says, and that they should kill one another, talking about the different nations and countries reigned by the Edomites in these latter days, as well as the masses of the people as well. Okay, that they should kill one another. All types of division going on throughout the earth, all types of treachery going on in the earth, fraud, fraudulent dealing, people lying to one another. Okay, people trying to one up one another. You see, and it says, and there was given unto him a great sword. So that there was given unto Esau, Edom, a great sword, which that goes back to the blessing that was given to Esau by our forefather Isaac, okay, which we always bring out. This is Genesis 27 and 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, this is Isaac about to give a blessing to Esau, Edom, and it says, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Okay, the fatness of the earth, all right, going into the richness of the earth, as it says to the right in the NLT, and then ultimately the fatness of the earth, basically going into rulership over the whole entire earth. Okay, north, south, east, as well as west. So Esau was given the blessing to rule over the fatness of the earth, the whole entire compass of the earth, the riches of the earth. Okay, given the power to control, food and resources. Okay, things like that. And it says, verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Okay, so Esau will be given the fatness of the earth, rulership over the earth, all right, and dwelling in the best, most remote lands of the earth. Okay, and Esau, when he would receive that blessing, he would basically take over the earth by way of the sword, as is going into right here in verse 40. It says again, Genesis 27, verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. All right, and of course we know Esau's sword going into his military power, his tanks, guns, artillery, air force, navy, naval power. Okay, even in SpaceX. Okay, that's another part of Esau's sword. All right, but as well through the Spirit, we also know and understand that the sword goes deeper than just Esau's military power. Okay, his tongue is likened unto a sword. His philosophies are likened unto a sword. Okay, his pseudoscience and technology are also part of his sword. Okay, his false education, his iconoclasm, his false history that he promotes all throughout the school system. All right, his pharmakeia. Okay, all of these things are used by Esau, Edom, in his blessing as instruments to push and promote nothing but death throughout the earth, because that's all a sword is. At the end of the day, it's an instrument or a tool of death. Okay, and Esau, he's pretty much used his whole entire system, whether it be the physical weapon or propaganda, his mainstream news media, his lies, his science, his false religions, okay, pseudoscience, his false education. All these things have been used by Esau, Edom, to push and promote nothing but death throughout the earth. Okay, and not to mention the way he defiles the food. Okay, defiling the food, defiling the water. All right, defiling the trees, defiling the fruits and the vegetables. all these all these GMOs and Monsantos and whatnot, all these things are also a part of Esau's sword, his instruments of death. Okay, so Genesis 27:40 again, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. All right, because going back to Genesis 25, it was ultimately said that the elder would serve the younger. Okay, the eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah would serve the younger son, which when you go into Genesis 25, Esau came out first, all right, and Jacob came out second. So ultimately is set for Esau to eventually serve Jacob, okay, and Esau partly served our forefathers in the ancient times, okay, under the rulership of King David and Solomon. But then eventually through the sins of Solomon, Esau was able to break loose from under us, okay, and then eventually as time passed throughout history, Esau eventually came into power for the first time, okay, during the Greek Empire, and then later on the Roman Empire. And what did Esau Edom do to us during the Greek and Roman empires? Okay, he ruled over us, Hellenization, okay, taxing us, making the land of Israel into a vassal state to basically serve Esau's system, during the time of the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans. All right, but ultimately Esau's going to serve us again, and serve us for good, when Jacob enters into his blessing, which is the fatness of the earth. Okay, and that's going to come through Yahushua, when Yahushua returns and delivers the elect, starting with the 144,000. Okay, and then that's when Yahushua is going to bruise Satan, okay, Esau Edom, under our feet, and put the Edomites and the rest of these heathen nations into complete subjection unto us. All right, under us. So Genesis 27:40 again, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, and that happened under the rulership of King Solomon. After the sins of Solomon. All right, you had I believe it was Hadad, the Edomite. When you go into 1 Kings the 11th chapter, all right, Hadad the Edomite, who was of the lineage of King Agag of Esau Edom. When you go into 1 Samuel, all right, but in 1 Kings the 11th chapter, you had Hadad the Edomite, who basically freed himself from under the rulership of the Israelites under King Solomon, and he basically fled into Egypt. Okay, fled into Egypt. All right, starting being raised up under the Egyptians. Then eventually, he played pretty much a major role in the Edomites rebelling against the Israelites. All right, after the death of Solomon. Okay, so going back to Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, Esau Edom, and power was given to him that sat therein to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. All right, in which again we just read in Genesis 27 that Esau was given the blessing of the sword. Okay, that's how he would rule over the fatness of the earth, through the sword. Okay, warfare, violence, pseudoscience. Okay, and as well, as we always bring out, this great sword in Revelation 6:4 also goes into, okay, Strong's G 3162. I'm gonna let this play.
Strong's G 3162, Machera. Machera.
And it goes into a large knife, a sword, an actual physical sword. Okay, but when you go down to the Strong's definition, it says a knife, i.e. Dirk. And then it says figuratively war. And then it says judicial punishment. Okay, judicial punishment. So showing you what? That Esau Edom's, his court system is also part of his sword, his instrument of death, where basically, Esau can use his court system, okay, to lock you up for crazy sentences for, committing small offenses, okay, and even lock you up for double-digit years for crimes that you didn't even commit. But literally, if you look it up, okay, you have all types of Israelites, Jakes, okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that are locked up in Esau's prison systems, okay, for double-digit years for crimes that they didn't even commit, okay, crimes that they never even committed, But that just goes to show you that Esau Edom, his judicial system, his court system, is also part of his sword, okay, instrument of death. All right. So now I want to look up a couple words in this verse. Let me read it one more time. Revelation 6 verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Okay, take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. All right. So first I want to look up that word take. Okay, to take peace from the earth. All right, this word take, Strong's G 2983 says lambano, and I want to go down to definition. Let's see. All right, first I'm going to start with definition B. It says to take in order or to carry away. And it says without the notion of violence, i.e. to remove, take away. Okay, so with great violence, this man is taking away peace from the earth. All right, and then I'm going to jump down to definition C, Roman numeral 3 right here. Okay. Right here, definition C, Roman numeral 3, it says to take by craft. Okay, to take by craft our catch used of hunters, fishermen, etc. All right, and we know in Genesis 25, where we read at earlier, okay, Genesis 25, Esau was likened unto a mighty hunter, okay, a man of the field. And it says to circumvent one by fraud. All right, to circumvent one by fraud. Okay, so he took peace from the earth, all right, by way of craft and by way of fraud. Okay, witchcraft. Okay, promoting all types of left-handed energy and idol worship all throughout the earth. Okay, which when you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter in the Apocrypha, as brothers always go into, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter in the Apocrypha, that whole entire chapter speaks about, idol worship, and how idol worship was, pretty much the beginning of the corruption of life. Okay, life being ruined, right? How idol worship is basically the corruption of life, and it basically causes people to lose their mind, and it basically causes division all throughout the earth, and people sacrificing their children and killing each other, adultery running rampant, okay, disorder in marriages, all right, changing of kind, the whole alphabet flip-flop agenda, all right. Idol worship promotes pride and ego and narcissism, just a total degradation of life. Read Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, okay, to understand what I'm going into. So as it's going into right here, in this word take from Revelation 6 verse 4, it says to take by craft. So this man, Esau Edom, has taken peace from the earth by way of craft, witchcraft, okay, idolatry, enchantments, sorceries, all right. And it says to circumvent one by fraud. Yeah, and his fraud is another way that this man has taken away peace from earth. Okay, these false wars, all right, false propaganda, okay, demonizing any and everything that stands up against his wicked system and his wicked agenda. All right, just promoting straight up lies and deception to people all throughout the planet Earth. Okay, by way of witchcraft. Okay, and then as it went into used of hunters and fishermen. Now, real quick, because in the book of Habakkuk, the first chapter, right? This is what it says in Habakkuk, the first chapter. Let's see. See where I can start at. Okay, I'm gonna start at. This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "Thou art pure, thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil." Okay, this is Habakkuk, basically, pleading to the Most High Yahweh, right? And it says, "And canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he?" Okay, and we know the one who ultimately deals treacherously and devours men, okay, devours the souls of men, is Esau Edom here in these latter days. Okay, so it says, verse 14, "And makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them." You see that? So on the right hand side, the elect, starting with the men of the Lord, the prophets, the apostles, as the Lord, as Yahushua told Peter and the disciples that he would make them fishers of men. Okay, well, we, the men of the Lord, starting with our apostles and bishops and elders on down, were fishers of men on the right hand side, right? Fishing for the elect, were, well, the wicked of Esau Edom, the elites of Esau Edom, the top banking families, they're also fishers of men as well, but fishers of men on the left hand side. Okay, fishers of men through witchcrafts, enchantments, all right, idol worship, left hand energy, lying wonders, and pseudoscience, and all these things. All right, as it says again, Habakkuk 1 and 14, "And makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them." All right, says verse 15, "They take up all of them with the angle." They take up all of them with the angle. And the angle, as it says to the right in the NLT, is talking about hooks, like fishing hooks, because when you have a fishing pole, you have that line that you cast out into the water. At the end of that fishing line, you have what? A hook, okay, to hook on and lash to whatever fish gets caught up on that hook. All right. So it says again, Habakkuk 1 and 15, "They take up all of them with the angle, they catch them in their net, and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad." Yeah, and these elites of Esau Edom, they rejoice and they're glad whenever they're able to capture the souls of men through their hooks and their angles, as it went into their nets. And the hooks and the angles and the nets that the scripture is referring to can basically be likened into their witchcrafts and enchantments. All right, all their pseudoscience, their lies, their lying wonders. Okay, their media, their propaganda. All right, all of these things are likened into hooks and angles that the elites on the left hand side use to basically capture the souls of men in their nets. Okay, their web of witchcraft. All right, their webs of witchcrafts and enchantments and idol worship to basically get the minds of the people under the vibration of Satan, so that they can further go forward with their new NWO agenda. All right, let's see. Matter of fact, I'll continue on. Verse 16, Habakkuk 1 and 16. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat, and their meat plenteous. Yeah, so through, capturing the souls of men, okay, their portion is fat. That they profit off of, pushing forth enchantments and deception and witchcrafts over the minds of the people. That's how they forward their riches and their wealth, okay, and their power and their influence, all right, by basically deceiving the overall masses of the people. All right. And so that's it on that. So when we go back to that word take in Revelation 6 and 4 again, to take peace from the earth. All right. And as it went into again, definition C, Roman numeral 3, to take by craft. Okay, to take by craft, their hooks and their angles, to capture the souls of men in their nets, so to speak. All right. And it says to circumvent one by fraud. Let's look up this word, circumvent. Okay, to find a way around. All right, find a way around. To basically do the runaround around people, to finesse people by fraud. All right. So now let's look up this word peace in Revelation 6 verse 4. To take peace from the earth. This word peace.
Strong's G 1515. Irene. Irene.
And it says a state of national tranquility. Then it says exception from the rage and havoc of war. Okay, and that's all we've literally been seeing throughout the earth ever since Esau came out of the caves during the so-called Renaissance period. Nothing but wars, violence, okay, grape robbery and murder, slavery. All right. That's all this devil has been doing ever since he's entered into his blessing, going back to the Renaissance up until now. Just ruling, taking over the earth by way of the sword. Okay? Wars and violence and rage. And it says, definition 2, peace between individuals, i.e. harmony, concord. You see? And that right there is one of the major things that are, that basically ruins life. When you take away peace and harmony from people, especially that of, family. Under the rulership of Esau Edom right now, men are at war with the women. Women are especially at war with the men, through all this feminism and women's rights and all this stuff. Okay. Men and women at war against children. Okay. Parents just destroying their children. All right, whether it be physically or mentally or spiritually. All right. And as the old saying, family is the foundation of civilization. All right. So this devil, he's ruined life. All right. All the way down to ruining the foundation of civilization, which is family. Okay. This current society doesn't promote family. It doesn't promote, all right, the true roles of a man and the true roles of a woman. Okay. This matter of fact, this current society, all thanks to Esau Edom, looks down upon manhood and femininity. Okay. What a man should be, what a woman should be. All right. Masculinity and all these things. All right. When you take away the natural roles of a man and a woman and a child, okay, then you take away peace. All right. You take away harmony between a man and a woman. Okay, because without harmony between a man and a woman, families can't get started. And when families can't get started, legacies can't get started. All right. And when there's no legacy, then basically there's no humanity. Okay, there's no life. You see? And as a matter of fact, Yahushua said in Matthew 24, because iniquity will be abound, the love of many would wax cold. Okay, iniquity basically was, another word for iniquity is what? Sin. And according to 1 John 3 and 4, what is sin? The transgression of the law, the breaking of the laws. So because iniquity or sin or the transgression of the laws of Yahweh Shemel Shai will be abound in the world here in these latter days, the love of many would wax cold. Meaning what? People through this sinful world that we live in, reigned by the Edomites, the man of sin, okay, will no longer have harmony between one another, even between men and women, okay, and that basically ruins life. It gives life no meaning when you live in a world like that. So it says, definition 2 right here: peace between individuals, i.e., harmony and concord. Then it says security, safety, prosperity, felicity, because peace and harmony make and keep things safe and prosperous. You see that? So peace and harmony, okay, between, man and woman, men, woman, and child, mankind and animals, things like that. All right. When you have harmony in the earth, it keeps things in the earth safe as well as prosperous. It keeps life going. It keeps life living. You see? And because we live in a world where iniquity is abound, the transgression of the laws of Yahweh Shemel Shai are abound, you can't have safety and prosperity in the world. All right? All because what? Because there's no harmony in the world. There's no peace in the world. There's no no true health in the world. Okay? Nothing in the world would be beneficial. It would, the food, family, children, okay? All these things would ultimately be weaponized in a world ran by the wicked, Esau Edom, the man of sin, who promotes nothing but sin throughout the earth. All right? Yeah, so, when sin is promoted in the earth, there's no life. Okay? Matter of fact, because in Romans 6 and 23, it says what? For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahushua Mashiach our Lord. Okay, so the wages of sin, meaning what? The reward of sin brings forth nothing but death. Okay? And that's all you see pushed throughout the earth. Sin, transgression against the laws of Yahweh Shemel Shai, destroying the family structure, destroying men, destroying women, destroying children, destroying the animals, destroying the earth. Okay, the food, the water, the air, the trees, plants and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Okay, all these things are ruled over by the man of sin through sin. So therefore, what? That's why you see nothing but death flourishing throughout the earth. All right, and so basically, let me get this right here. This is Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So, in order for life, okay, to be restored back to, basically back to life, the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shai need to be implemented in the earth. And that's going to come when Yahweh Shai returns. Okay, Yahweh Shai and the holy angels to take down the rulership of Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen nations that's promoting nothing but death and destruction and confusion throughout the earth. All right, all through what? Ruling over this earth contrary to the laws and the commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which brings forth nothing but life. Okay, so life will not live again until the laws and the commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shai are implemented throughout the earth. Okay, through the return of Yahweh Shai and the holy angels, taking down the heathen nations. All right, and setting up the elect, starting with the 144,000 tabernacle of David, ruling over the earth under Yahweh Shai. Okay, as a righteous governing body. Okay, ruling the earth. You see, through the laws and the commandments. All right, and then let me get this. This is Psalms 144 verse 11. Okay, because Psalms 144 verse 11 on down, okay, pretty much showcases showcases what what life is supposed to look like. Okay, what true living is supposed to look like. Okay, so this is Psalms 144, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, and this is a psalm by King David, by the way. He says, "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children." Who are these strange children? They are the biblical Edomites here in these latter days. All right, and that's exactly what we, the hopeful elect, pray to Yahweh Shai for daily. For the Heavenly Father Yahweh to send His begotten Son Yahweh Shai back to deliver us, the elect of the nation of Israel, from the hand of these strange children that's ruling over the earth, which are the Edomites. Okay, and as well the rest of these heathen nations, wherever the elect are scattered at. Okay, so Psalms 144 verse 11 again. "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood." Yeah, everything that Esau Edom promotes as righteousness and peace and safety in the earth is all falsehood, actually. Okay, it's all lies and deceptions and pseudoscience. Okay, just total BS and hypocrisy and confusion. And it says, verse 12, "That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace." All right, and then let me read verse 12 in the NLT. Psalms 144 verse 12 in the NLT. "May our sons flourish in their youth like well-nurtured plants." Yeah, and you see, because his life is so ruined and corrupted by the rulership of Esau Edom, our sons and our young men can't grow up to really and truly be men in this world. Okay, our sons and our young men can't grow up to exercise that masculinity to the fullest. All right, this world is this current world as of right now in 2024 is all predicated upon fighting against masculinity. Okay, stopping men from being manly and being masculine. Okay, and being providers and protectors and all these things. All right, so it's only gonna be when the Lord delivers us out of the hand of Esau Edom that our sons and our young men are going to be able to grow up and flourish. All right, and be manly again, and be masculine again. All right, ultimately all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. And it says, the latter part of verse 12 in the NLT, "May our daughters be like graceful pillars, carved to beautify a palace." Okay, so our daughters in the kingdom are going to be like graceful pillars, the women of our nation. And when you look up this word pillars, let's look it up real quick. Okay, let's go to all right, this is what is this? New Oxford American Dictionary. It's a definition of the word pillar. It says, "A tall vertical structure of stone, wood, or metal used as a support for a building or as an ornament or monument." So you see that? So the word pillar, it basically goes into a support beam for particular building, palace, temple, whatever it may be. So when it says the latter part of Psalms 144 and 12 in the NLT, "May our daughters be like graceful pillars, carved to beautify a palace," basically meaning what? That in the kingdom, when after the Lord delivers us out of the hand of Esau Edom, when we enter into the kingdom, our daughters and the women of our nation, okay, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American women, they're going to be as pillars to the men of our nation. Okay, so supporters and helpmeets, true supporters and true helpmeets of the men of our nation, starting with the tabernacle of David. Okay, and right now under Esau Edom, through his sword and him taking away peace and harmony from the earth, the women of our nation aren't supportive to the men of our nation, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. All right, Esau has pretty much turned our women against us. All right, and weaponized our women. Okay, weaponized our women against the men of our nation, weaponized them against our children. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, primarily, especially the so-called Black woman. To this day, she's still number one at the whole Planned Parenthood, baby deletion program, the whole baby deletion thing, pretty much often millions and millions of our children, year by year, and stuff like that is just also another example of how life, especially life as an Israelite, is ruined under the rulership of Esau Edom. All right, but as we just read right here in Psalms 144:12, in the kingdom, after the Lord delivers us out of the hand of these heathen, especially Esau Edom, our daughters and the women of our nation are going to be like pillars, and support pieces and helpmeets to the men of our nation. You see? And then verse 13 back in the KJV, that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store. And how are we gonna be able to afford all manner of store? Because we're gonna have riches in the kingdom. All right, us Israelites, that is. We're gonna have gold, silver, precious metals. Possession over the the fatness of the earth. And it says that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets. And in order to be able to have sheep like that requires having land. That requires having land, having property. And it says, verse 14, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in, nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Let me read 14 in the NLT. It says, and may our oxen be loaded down with produce. May there be no enemy breaking through our walls, no going into captivity, no cries of alarm in our town squares. You see that? And to be able to live like that as a nation, as a people, all right, that showcases, you living a happy life, a prosperous life, a joyful life. And you see, when we get into the kingdom, because right now, in this current life, you can't have stuff like that. Any little, valuables or material goods that you own in this world, that you have around your household, your property and whatnot, any and everybody in this world can be prone to to breaking into your property and taking what you have, taking your possessions, and stuff like that is just once again another example of how Esau has ruined life, taking away peace and harmony from life. People just being at odds at one another, stealing from one another, killing one another, all right, trying to one up one another. Well, guess what? In the kingdom, when life is going to be no more ruined, we're not going to have to worry about that, because as it went into, we're not going to have to worry about somebody breaking into our property and stealing our cattle and our gold and our silver. Nor are we going to have to are we as Israelites going to have to worry about going into captivity no more, because we're in our final captivity. All right, tells you in Lamentations, the 4th chapter, that the time of our affliction would end under the rulership of the Edomites, the biblical Edomites. And as it goes into in 14 again, no cries of alarm in our town squares. Yeah, because it's not going to be anything to cry about, because we're going to be living in total peace and total harmony. We as Israelites in the kingdom. All right, we're going to be in new bodies under the new covenant. with the laws and the commandments written in our inward part, okay, at one with our power again, Yahweh Shema Shai. And as a matter of fact, in verse 15, Psalms 144 and 15, happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose power is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Yeah, and that people that's going to be in this case in the near future in the kingdom are the Israelites, starting with the elect, okay, under the Most High's begotten Son Yahweh Shai. All right, we're the ones that's going to be in this case. Everything that we just read of right here in Psalms 144. Okay, our men and our women flourishing, being as pillars, having oxen and cattle and land and riches and property. All right, having the laws and the commandments written in our inward part, the new bodies, and ultimately having Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, having Yahweh Shema Shai with us. All right, in a new covenant all over again. You see? And that's ultimately the life that we as Israelites are getting ready to enter into. All right, we're getting ready to be delivered out of this corruptible, ruined life. All right, and be delivered into an incorruptible, righteous life. Okay. So I'm pretty much ended off on there. Lord willing, this video is edifying, and until next time, shalom.